Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy DT3, man, and I'm back at you with another video, man. New media, notification gang, God squad. It's what it is, man. I'm here to holler at y'all about women's boxing. I told y'all before that was something that we are all going to discuss because it's something that is not touched on at all, which is women's boxing. What's irritating to me is how women's MMA is on a higher pedestal than women's boxing, and women's boxing has been around way longer than women's MMA. You know what I'm saying? You could have UFC have pretty much the UFC women's champion, you know, main eventing the cards. You know what I'm saying? You don't see too many big fight cards in boxing where a woman or women are basically the headliners. You don't really see that, but you see it in the UFC. You'll see it in Bellator. You know what I'm saying? You'll see that, but you don't see it in boxing because the boxing promoters and the boxing business, they ain't trying to put no money into women's boxing, which I think is dumb because y'all gonna mess around and miss out on a lot of females fighters because they gonna leave boxing and end up going to MMA because that's where they gonna get they shine. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem. We need women in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Just how they not publicizing women's basketball. You know what I'm saying? Because what? Because women don't dunk like that, so they're not putting it out there as much. I feel like that's not fair to women. Because women get up every day, work hard in the gym, work on their craft, just like us men do. So I feel like they deserve just as much publicity and just as much notoriety as us men. Even Candace Parker said herself that she don't that WNBA don't get no flack or no disrespect from other professional basketball players. The only people that disrespect WNBA is people that really don't play basketball. You know what I'm saying? So that says a lot about the people that watch basketball or that are basically casual basketball fans. You know what I'm saying? They like to shit on who they feel is smaller than the men. And the women are just as good as we are, you know what I'm saying? If not better. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like women in sports don't get the respect that they deserve because they're women. And I feel like we shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for a woman, we wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? So that's another topic, but I'm here to tell y'all about this particular female fighter by the name of Cecilia Brækhus. And I told you I didn't know her name, and when I got her name, I'll holler at y'all. I got her name. I'm hollering at y'all. Her name is Cecilia Brækhus. She's the first woman to be televised on an HBO card. She's the first woman to draw 900,000 views on a televised boxing match. First woman to ever do that. I got my facts right here. She's the first woman to hold all the championship belts in her weight division. The first woman. Okay? She's the first woman to hold all 5 belts simultaneously. WBA, WBC, IBF, WBO, and IBO. The first woman to ever do that. Okay? She's the first woman to win the WBAA's Female Fighter of the Year award in its 95-year history. And yet, Dante's Boxing Nation, Boxing Ego, Fight Hype, Fight Hub TV, Seconds Out, and Behind the Gloves is not doing constant interviews with this woman. They're not in the gym with this woman on a regular basis. And this woman is the first. She's a trendsetter. You know what I'm saying? She's breaking boundaries in boxing. Not just in women's boxing, in boxing. She's breaking boundaries. And you don't see her all over. Guess who you see? Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields is not the first woman to be televised on the HBO card. Claressa Shields is not the first woman to draw in 900,000 views. You know what I'm saying? She's not the first woman to hold every belt in her division simultaneously. You know what I'm saying? She's not the first woman to win the BWAA's Female Fighter of the Year award in its 95-year history. And this woman ain't white. She ain't no white woman. She ain't American, but she not white. So we can't pull that race card that I'm sure a few people might want to throw out, oh, because she is. Or she, like, hey, man. She's a woman of color. She is brown-skinned. She's not African American. She's brown-skinned. She's a woman of color. So It don't matter where she from. A person of color is a person of color, regardless of where they come from. Period. But as I said before, you know what I'm saying? Also, you know what I'm saying, Claressa Shields is not 33-0, and the only, I repeat, the only undisputed champion in boxing. Cecilia Braekhus is the only undisputed champion in all of boxing. We talking about men and women alike. There's only one undisputed champion, and this woman right here, Cecilia Braekhus. And yet, I don't see too many notifications with her name. You know what I'm saying? So I had to look her up, get her name, get more information so I could hit y'all up and let y'all know. Be on the lookout for this woman, man. You know what I'm saying? She's 35, 36 years old, and she just won a tough fight. I saw the last fight. I looked at the highlights because I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Because she doesn't get talked about. But I looked at her highlights. I looked at her last fight. It was a close fight, but she still won it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, she ain't getting the attention and the credit that she really deserves from a lot of these other boxing media platforms that claim they know boxing and they cover boxing. So I'm here to tell y'all, I'm a cover boxing. We need to get more information on this lady right here. You know what I'm saying? Right now, my favorite female fighter is, of course, Claressa Shields. No disrespect to you, baby girl. But I fucks with Claressa Shields. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Cecilia is great at what she does. I don't knock what she has done in the sport of boxing, but my favorite female fighter is Claressa Shields and Katie Taylor from Ireland. You know what I'm saying? Look her up. Look up Katie Taylor. That woman be knocking hoes out too. But and Katie Taylor, I think, is a lightweight. But Cecilia is a welterweight, and Claressa is a middleweight. You know, so ain't no chances of these guys ever fighting. You know, but like I said to y'all in my last video, man, women's boxing is not being talked about enough, and I'm very disappointed in Behind the Gloves for not reporting more info on women's boxing. And it's a woman that's pretty much the head honcho of that media outlet, and I feel like she should be more adamant about women's boxing. If anybody should be more adamant about women's boxing, it should be a woman, I would believe. You know, but if DT3 gotta bring it up, if DT3 gotta put it out there for everybody, then that's what we gonna do, man. You know what I'm saying? The God Squad, we just gonna put it out there for everybody. You feel me? Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy, DT3, New Media, Notification Gang, God Squad. It's what it is, man. Follow your boy on Instagram at DBoyWSO. Follow your boy on Twitter at DBoyWSO. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified every time I hit y'all with some hot shit, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy DT3, man. 100.